So if you look at any MD-PhD program website, it will probably talk a little bit about like clinical continuity throughout the PhD years. And generally what they mean by that is just clinical exposure while you're a PhD student and when you're not doing medical school actively. And the idea behind that is so that you don't lose all of your clinical skills while you're a PhD student. So for example, like physical exam skills, how to do a history. In my opinion though, you'll still end up losing a lot. Like my clinical knowledge right now compared to when I just took step 1 is a mile apart. Last year I shared that the formal clinical exposure I get during the PhD program is essentially a 1-hour Zoom session a month where we go over cases. They kind of left that very open to me. Like if I wanted to shadow someone, I am of course welcome to reach out. There's tons of opportunities there if I wanted more clinical exposure, but it wasn't a requirement. So that was my first year of the PhD, and what happens is every year in the PhD, you kind of switch preceptors and each preceptor kind of does it a different way. And so this year, now I feel like I have more of a structured clinical exposure situation as a PhD student. I'm required to do 4 hours of clinical things every month with my preceptor. It's really interesting to see how the structure kind of changes from year to year, and in a way I do kind of prefer this a little bit more. I know some of my classmates don't like this as much because it's not as flexible, and obviously you need to find time out of your day to go to clinic and shadow and things like that. But I am unfortunately someone who always thinks the grass is greener on the other side. So I really do welcome kind of the change in pace and this requirement, I think.